If you're looking for a good holiday read, look no further. Co-host of The Five, Eric Bolling's brand new book is now on the shelves. The title, Wake Up, America, the 9 virtues that made our nation great and why we need them more than ever. Earlier this week, Eric went on the record with Greta.
Eric, nice to see you, and congratulations on the new book, Wake Up, America.
Greta, thank you so much. I'm truly blessed to be able to work with you. It's been an amazing journey, and thank you very much.
Oh, I have a lot of questions. The first one, is that your high school picture on the cover?
Listen, I actually took that picture myself. It's by the UN building, is right over here on the east side in the background, for good reasons. I didn't do that on purpose. It ended up being that way.
All right. Well, the thing that caught my attention is 73 years ago, July 17th, is when another Eric Bolling vanished. And I think I want you to tell me the story, tell the viewers the story, because I think that's sort of the core part of much of your book in terms of what you've done in the book. So tell the viewers who the first Eric Bolling is.
Eric Bolling was my uncle, my father's closest brother. There were 9 children, and my father was the youngest. He was the next oldest. And he was a Navy aviator, and he was on an airplane in the South Pacific over the island of New Hebrides at the time. It is now called Vanuatu. And he was shot down. His plane was shot down. His body was never recovered. And about a year or 2 later, they deemed him killed in action. And I was named after that man.
You know, it's such a gripping story, and I know so many families, you know, the greatest generation have relatives who never came back from war or came back and quietly went back to work and picked up their lives. But in some ways, you know, I think that's sort of the thread that goes throughout your book, sort of that whole idea of the greatest generation. Am I wrong in reading it that way?
No, not at all, Greta. In fact, I outlined 9 virtues I think that are important. The country was founded on. We've lived this way for 250 years. Frankly, I wrote the book because of President Obama. He's pulled us so far left. I actually even dedicate the book to President Obama. But one of the virtues, I say there are 9 virtues I think we need to get to, core conservative virtues or values, and one of them is pride in country. You know, you see pictures of young kids burning flags on college campuses, and it really, it hurts. It brings a tear to your eye to think that so many young men and women have died protecting that flag and protecting what the flag represents, all the freedoms that we have, and they have such disdain for the country and for their history that they're willing to do something like that. So one of the 9 is absolutely pride.
And actually, you know, I went through the book, and of course, do you know what the Washington Read is, by the way? Are you aware of what that is?
No, it's Washington.
Oh, that's where everybody in Washington goes to a book, and you go back to the index to see if your name is in it. And that's the Washington Read. And I did the Washington Read, and the only V I recognized was Kurt Vonnegut. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, well, you know, he wrote about a very liberal lifestyle, and I went the other way with it. I said, look, these are the things. We have to get away from the liberalism. We have to get back to core conservative values. There's a lot of politics in the book, Greta. There's a lot of history in the book. I talk about the founding fathers, how some of these virtues, they saw them in advance and carved the country out of a wilderness, and we should get back to those things. And then there's, you know, there's a little bit of Barack Obama, a little bit of trashing of the left, but we definitely need to get back to it.
All right. Well, it's a good read, and I think I love the story about your uncle. That's sort of the most fun for me to read, and I'm teasing you that I'm not in your in the V's. Anyway, next book.
I was trying to stay away from any of my Fox friends. I love you all so much, and thank you.
I'm teasing you. I'm just teasing you. Anyway, it's Wake Up, America. It's just come out June 28th. Great present for the holidays or for any time. Anyway, thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Greta.